how can I maintain presence when the emotion is charged? Okay, so I think we probably all experience that when that emotion, when an event happens and then suddenly it just activates your emotional body, and there's this intensity that can happen. And it's always important to step out of that thinking mind. So whatever thoughts arise, so be aware of what your thoughts are, because in that the thinking can become contaminated if you are unaware and attached to your emotion. So that thinking process can be contaminated, and then your emotional thinking is of a low intelligence and only perpetuates the thought and the emotion. So it keeps on, cycling itself. I'll kind of give you an example. I used to live in this one place where I rented a house, and when I rented the house, and I went to go view the house, I went, wow, the backyard was like this English cottage. It had these high, tall trees that were in there, and the garden was so beautiful, beautiful flowers, and that cute little cottage house. And the first night I was there, and I think I got woken up at about 3 a.m. by this noise. And I just went, wow, what is that? And then it lasted, I don't know, less than a minute. It was gone. I went back to sleep because I didn't know what it was. And then it happened again, like maybe an hour later, or maybe it was 2 hours later. I don't remember. And then I listened. I go, what is that? And then I went, oh my God, it's a train. So in the morning, I go looking behind the tall trees, hiding the train tracks, and there it was, right next to the house, these train tracks. Call up my landlord, and I'm like, I'm breaking this lease. You didn't tell me there was train tracks here. And she goes, oh, Kim, don't worry, you'll get used to it. You won't even know it's there. So for, I don't know how long, days, maybe even weeks, and this train would happen every single day. So every time it would come, I would get just furious, just raging with emotion and anger, and just feeling really pissed off, and it would last a long time, and then it would subside until the next train came, and then I would get angry again. And then suddenly I remember sitting on my bed, and then the train coming along and me feeling all this anger again. I just thought, okay, just be with this. What's going on here? And then the train was gone. And then I realized, as I was kind of in this taking this meditation, this feeling of this anger into my meditation, I realized, oh my God, that train has been gone for 15 minutes and I'm still feeling angry. So however long that train lasted, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, that's all that really, that the sensation of that feeling of anger should have lasted, because once it's gone, it's gone. The sound wasn't gone. I was holding on to that emotion. I was holding on to that memory of that sound of the train going by. And when I realized that, it's like that train didn't bother me again. In fact, it was almost welcomed. It's like, oh, there's the train, and then it's gone. 20 seconds later or something, it's gone, and then just, okay, here. But there was no anger anymore. So that's the example that how we can hold on to that, the emotion, and how then that emotional thinking our minds can be contaminated by this motion that we've identified with and attached to. Because the thoughts, what happened is that when that emotion is there and it's still living there, some of the thoughts were, oh my, her landlord, she was sneaky and all that sort of stuff. And maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Maybe she wouldn't have rented the house. I probably would not have rented that cute little cottage or learned this great spiritual lesson. If I had known about that train, I would not have taken that house. So I did learn something out of that, and it did transcend that you know ability then to let go of the emotion quite quickly when the situation is gone. It was gone. So I didn't have to hang on to that emotion anymore. So, and even right now, many people have this emotion of fear. Millions of people around the world have this emotion of fear, and that fear has taken them over as a result of the pandemic. So we can watch ourselves. Are we in this state of fear? And yes, maybe this pandemic is still here and still going on, but really what's happening now in this moment? Yes, our world as we had known it has changed. Can we accept that change and just be here in this moment, where the peace and that true happiness lies within this moment? And yes, we may have a strong reaction to something. Oh my God, another lockdown. We have another strong reaction. And once that lockdown happens, if we can truly accept and surrender to it, then it's fine. And whether that means you accept and surrender to that, to what they're asking of you, it's really accepting and surrendering to what you are internally truly feeling and what is right for you. You surrender. When you surrender, you become in touch with then the stillness that you are, and through that then right action follows. Whether that means the right action for you is just to, okay, I accept, I'll be home, I'll develop some new hobbies, or I'll do something. Or if that means I'm going to protest this, but it's without demand, it's without anger. It's really, in a way, without that sometimes what could be a devastating emotional reaction. So it's not a reaction, but becomes an action, and it becomes right action for you. Not for somebody else, but for you, it's right action, because you are the awareness, the stillness in which the form dimension then comes through you, comes through the thinking, the mind, comes through the body. You're emanating then consciousness. And then consciousness uses that part of your mind to say the right words or to do the right action.